Hey, it's your girl coming at you from the world's exclusive lockdown lounge. This is my living room, and we're going to do some beer yoga today. If that sounds crazy, non-traditional, or unorthodox to you, you're welcome to stay or click out. It is my belief that as autonomous adults, we can make a choice to do both good things and bad things for ourselves at the same time. All about that balance. So I'm taking some lovely vitamin C. All right, don't judge my cutting skills. I'm gonna give this guy a nice rim job right here. Make it nice and wet. Nice and wet all around. I love tahine. Tahine is everything. So I'm going to rim this guy with some tahine after I wet it with my lemon. So that tastes delicious. You pucker your lips. Oh my gosh, amazing. And now I just like to take the remainder of my lemon, squeeze some extra vitamin C. If this drink had alcohol in it, it would be both good and bad for you at the same time. Who doesn't need immune boosters right now, right? And then you can either grate or cut off a little piece of raw ginger to give it some extra oomph and anti-inflammatory benefits, right? So mine is all alcohol free, so mine is actually good for you depending on how much sugar is in this. But I'm gonna go with the 33 grams today because it tastes delicious. And so now I'm going to top it off. Just listen, just listen. Oh yeah. Delicious. Cheers. What will I need to do core power happy hour? Wear something comfy. Maybe you'll dress up to the nines like you're going out to the club. Maybe you put on a bra today. Or maybe underwear. Either way, you're in your house and you are free to do whatever you want. I've always been a fan of naked yoga. You can do that too. Now, go grab a six-pack while you work on your six-pack. Or maybe you say, Angie, I don't drink alcohol. And I would say, have no beer, no fear. You can do sober beer yoga. Maybe you are working on your 9 months of sobriety too. I will get my chip in the form of a really adorable baby. In the meantime, I have chosen to have a non-alcoholic beverage. You are welcome to turn that water into wine. Go get some tequila, because I would too if I wasn't a Build-A-Baby machine. Okay, so ginger beer, root beer, beer. Those who know me know I'm a fan of craft beer. Not cold, that's disgusting. It has to be room temperature so you can actually taste it, right? So how can we make this a mindful exercise? Everything can be a mindful exercise. When you are drinking something, eating something, instead of just inhaling it like we usually do through a drive-through, we have slowed down in the world. So we have the opportunity to actually think about what is it we're tasting and enjoy. So that is the point of today. It is not to be enlightened, although I am sure that if you had enough psychoactive, delicious drugs, you could probably float on into other dimensions. But today we're just going to do some simple stretches, keep it safe, and remember, this is not about getting smashed. You can do that later. We don't want to get injured. Our chances of injury are higher if we are under the influence. So I don't want you to crash that cerebellum and lose your balance and then get an injury and not be able to go to the doctor, so forth, so forth. So please be safe and smart and healthy when you choose to make adult decisions while doing something good and bad for yourself at the same time. Cheers! Okay, we're going to find ourselves a comfy place to sit. I am choosing this small stool. Just for preference, you can sit on the floor, crisscross, applesauce, whatever you like. Lotus. This is easy and relaxing and fun. If you are quarantining with people, do it with them. It will be even more fun, the more the merrier, right? Okay, so we're not showing off anything. You're allowed to laugh, put on some music of your favorite choice. Mine depends on my mood all the time, so I'm leaving that choice up to you. But we're going to start to align the spine and find our posture. Yes, posture matters here too. So the next time you find yourself on a bar stool, when the bars do open up, just think about how beautiful your core is and how you align the spine, and someone's going to see you from across the bar and say, "My God, what impeccable posture you have." And as if there's an imaginary string on the top of your head floating all the way up to the heavens, or whatever you believe in. And I'm going to start to engage in my breath. So we breathe throughout our entire day without thinking about it, and that's great. But if you've ever found yourself stressed out, live with anxiety, depression, have you ever noticed that those things seem to be comorbid with other issues like addiction? You're going to say, "Angie, why are we doing a beer yoga and talking about that?" Because plot twist, it might be fun to have a sip or two while we're together, enjoying ourselves from afar and long distance drinking. But as it turns out, science tells us if you get really good at tapping into that yogic breath, belly breath, diaphragmatic breath, pranayama, there are so many ways to say the same thing, you can actually tap into your brain and your nervous system and do similar things that are more enduring and healthy that drinking a beer does. So for those who find themselves requiring a nightcap or feeling like they had a really stressed out day and they require the drink, that would be why people with anxiety oftentimes find alcohol or other substances. So while we be mindful and practice everything in moderation, I would like to incorporate that breathing exercise. It is so simple, right? Without the risk of having to get a tolerance to things that are not so great. So everything in moderation if you are choosing to drink, or just drink water. At the least, we can have fun either way. So as we breathe in through your nose as usual, or you can do it through your mouth, whatever works for you. Big breath in. And breathe it out. No matter what's going on in your life, whether you are stressed or not, whether the world's falling apart or it's the apocalypse or not, big breath in. And everything's all right here. Enough is going right because you even clicked on this video, right? So you are not in the middle of a war zone right now. You are not thumb drumming your keyboard, having fights with people online, on Facebook, right? You're exhaling out. Take another breath in. Think about pulling belly in. And exhale out. If you do this for about 3 minutes a day, I'm telling you, you are going to be able to rewire your own system. So if you have a tendency to snap at people, feel stressed out, get those cortisol spikes, this is one thing that you can do every day, anywhere, anytime, and it's so simple. So remember that we have a lot of power in our breath. And ding, 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 every time I say drink, you're going to go and grab your drink and stay hydrated, friends. Oh, cheers. This would be so much better with tequila in it, but it's got enough bite because I added fresh ginger and lemon. So I'm doing something good for myself. Now we're going to warm up in the neck, right? So if you go through life breathing a lot with the shoulders, like at the doctor, they say take a breath in, you go, you're going to have a lot of tightness up here, breathing with those accessory muscles. We're supposed to use this. So let's stretch it out, ear towards the shoulder, big breath in, and you're like, man, the next time I go to the bar, I'm going to so do these stretches, and everyone's going to look at me like, how cool is she or he? And you're like, man, this is really amazing. Let's go ahead and karate chop one arm across the knee. You might be sitting on the floor or a stool. This works either way. I'm going to take a big breath in and stretch, stretch, stretch. Reach, 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 reach. If it is in line, grab your drink and go for another big breath in. And elevator it down right to your orifice and take a sip. Now, cartwheel it back. And now you're like, wow, I never knew yoga could be so fun. We're going to go ahead and do the other side. If I remember what direction I was going, doesn't matter. You're doing your thing. Big breath in. And reach it through. Give yourself a high five. Tell yourself how awesome you are. Big breath in. And exhale, reach it through. If you have your drink on the other side or you're double fisting, go for it. Grab it. High five your friend. If you are doing this class with somebody, we're going to come back up to center and lift those arms up. Take a big stretch in. Hands behind the head. We're going to lift up. Bring those shoulder blades together. Breathing up. And over. Trying to breathe with your movement, trying to get space through the ribs. So sometimes if you have tightness and soft tissues over the ribs, it's going to be hard to breathe. So if you like to stretch or practice yoga, which is mindful movement, for purposes of mental health, which Mental Health Month coming up, you might think about the things you can do with your body to assist that breath. I'm rearranging myself so that I'm comfortable. You make sure you're comfortable too. You don't have to copy me. Just listen to your body. Now, we have been picking up our glasses, right? And maybe you've been doing shots earlier. I don't know. I'm not judging. Let's go ahead and stretch it out in the arms, right? We need to make sure, as I gave myself hiccups with this ginger beer drink, that we've got nice mobility in those wrists. And you're stretching out those fingers. Stretching out those fingers, up, up, up. Take a big breath in. And bring those hands together. You might pew, pew, water pistol it at the ceiling. Up and over. And up. And breathe it out. Exhale over. Now I'm going to come back towards center. And I'm going to jump in my elevator and press through those palms. On a breath out, bring it all the way down. Up, 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 up. Walk like an Egyptian. Okay, now I'm going to take those fingers and I'm going to peel them towards my forearm. Big breath in and stretch. And exhale back. And switch towards the other side. Big breath in. And exhale back. All right, now that we've gotten everything moving and shaken down, let's see how it's going to work. I'm going to grab here this closed bottle of beer. Yours might be open, so yours might be vertical or horizontal. I don't want to spill it on my carpet, and I'm not drinking it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I properly warmed up, and I can do those bicep curls with my beer bottle. Because soon I'll be popping milk bottles, so y'all can have drinks for me. Yeah. Okay, friends, the next part is going to be my version of threaded needle. So, depending on what kind of flooring you have, or if you don't mind getting a little messy, grab one of your drinks. I will demonstrate it with this here ginger beer. I'll make some space. I'm going to use my core and come down, down, down into tabletop pose, which means all fours. I'm not sure how many of you find yourself in that yoga position every time you drink anyway, so stay safe, friends. We're going to go ahead and plant our hand down. I am aligning my shoulder right over my, elbow and wrist, and I'm going to open up that wing. Open, 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 open. Open, 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 and as I come through, I'm going to swoop, grab my drink. Maybe you placed it out here for an added challenge. Don't knock it over, or you'll have to lick it up off the floor. Reach, reach, reach. Cheers. Cheers to the sky, DeVry. And we're going to come back, take a sip. Ding, ding, ding. Every time I say drink, you've got to drink. All right. We're going to come back. And, of course, we've got to give some love to the other side. So I'm going to give myself that added challenge. I'm going to reach this through, getting some nice twist through that trunk. Open it up. Open up. Open, open, open. Big breath in. And exhale through. Reach, reach, reach. Are you using your core, holding it close to you? Grab it. Can you give yourself that added challenge? You get a drink here. Wow, such a professional. All the way up. Now, if you have a modified wild thing, you are welcome to lift it up, step that leg out, step behind you. Take it into your modified wild thing. Please don't spill this on your face. I don't want you to waterboard yourself. I will show what that looks like on the other end. If I were to switch arms again, lengthen my other leg as if I were going to do a bird dog. Allow myself to open up the hip. Don't forget your drink, that's number one. And reach up. It looks almost like you are doing a modified side plank. Remember, this is for fun, but we still want to listen to our bodies. If something doesn't feel right, back that ass up, okay? All right. Hope you're feeling fabulous at this point. Now remember, friends, we are not getting smashed. Of all the beer classes I have taught, and those were some of the best days of my life, I know some people hiss at the idea. You're welcome to get hydrated as I talk at you right now. It's like we're in the same room, but not, you know what I mean? It's kind of nice. Of all of the classes that I taught, those were some of my favorite, and I miss very much. Now, some people go, yes, yoga and drinking, that is blasphemy. But there's nothing traditional about me. And actually, that was almost like a premeditated gateway drug. Because for people who are too cool to do it, thought they couldn't do it, thought it was hippy dippy or yuppie, that was one of the motivators that got some of them in a college town. And I'm telling you, some of the most revelating experiences I've seen, like I'm talking tears, laughter, happened in that class, and most people did not drink. Now there were a few guys who kind of pressed the envelope on that, but I made sure that didn't continue because you really do not want to break something because you drank several beers during an hour class, even if your tolerance is high. Usually when we're disinhibited, we're more likely to get injured, and that's just not fun. It's kind of like me. Everything's so loose right now. I need to make sure that I'm not overstretching because my hips break off the rest of my body right now. So I'm minding things too. I hope you are too. Let's keep going. For this next part, you are welcome to grab your drink or not. We're going to take a wide stance. Make sure your arches are lifted. Always protect your legs and the rest of you by making sure you know what's going on with those feet. So all of your toes are planted, arches lifted. Engage the muscles in your thighs. You'll even feel your calves. Make sure that your hips are not jutted forward or backwards. We are not twerking here, okay? So nice length through that spine. What we're going to do is turn those toes out a little bit so that we can take a wide squat. Okay, I'm not going to speak Sanskrit at you today. You do have an option as you raise those arms up. Big breath in. Now start to engage a squat. Come down, come down, come down. I'm going to drop it like it's hot. It looks like I'm giving birth right now. Drop your drink so you can come back up. Big breath. Stretch those fingers. Make everything worth it, even if you're having fun. And exhale down. And you are so excited to ride this elevator down because you get a chance to hydrate. Okay? And you can opt out of sipping if you're taking a break. Remember, we are not getting drunk. Exhale all the way down. If you've got water and you're just staying hydrated, go ahead and scoop it up or pretend you're scooping up water and just washing your face. Excelente. Let's do it one more time. Big breath in. Make it worth it. Press through those feet. Feel it through the thighs. How high can you reach? Wiggling the fingers. Exhale everything down. Find a place where you can relax into this. Now, if you are not comfortable squatting down this low, it's okay. You don't have to low, drop it, low, okay? Remember, I had my trusty stool earlier. You could do this. You could grab your low bar stool, whatever you need to do, hike it up or up on a wall. Imagine if I were to back it up against the wall. So whatever works for you, listen to your body, okay? So now you are rocking side to side and breathing one side, breathing out towards the other. And now we're going to start bringing it to some inversion. So I'm going to lift it up through those legs and wiggle the booty, wiggle the booty, wiggle the booty. We're going to turn towards the side so we can see what's going on. Fold towards the floor and shake it out. Now, if you have been drinking and this gives you acid reflux, you are welcome to look up or just stay down here. But if it is comfortable and this feels good to you, your heels are out, toes are almost pigeon-toed towards each other. And let your hair go. Even if you don't have hair, shake it out. Allow that bowling ball of the head to relax. And take a big sigh. Wow. Even when everything's upside down in the world, this feels great. Allow the back to just relax. You feel that epic stretch all the way through your legs. If you have been sitting a lot in your house or driving a lot, allow everything to just relax here. Any extra stress in your life, allow it, or imagine it to just spill out all over the floor. We'll have it cleaned up later. Now let's bring ourselves up, get some of that blood back out of the head, pull those heels back towards you. We're going to come back up, okay? And mind those feet, get them ready first, and then all the way up. And we're going to sink it down into our chair, okay? And so it's like a yoga squat. We want to make sure we are not overarching or rounding in the back. Imagine you had a nice flat back here, as much as comfortable. Now some people have those knees together, some are going to be apart, kind of like I said, a yoga squat. Whichever is comfortable for you, your knees are not caving in, because remember, those bar stools, it's not going to hold you if those legs are caving in, right? So think about aligning everything nice and strong, shoulder blades back. You might be here, you might lengthen those arms out, saying, bartender, give me another drink. I'm going to go ahead and grab mine. Now, you can stay here, feel the burn and breathe. Are your toes engaged? Or are they married? Okay, see, this is really fun. We can't go to the bars and I can't drink anyways. Thank goodness for an extrovert that I'm really good at talking to myself. So I'm going to take a little twist here. I'll show you what that looks like. I'm holding a glass. Actually, I'll use this one so you can see it better up against the wall. My right elbow is going to come to my left knee. I'm going to take a twist here. You can even open up those arms and reach. Are your legs still strong? Let's go ahead and take it back. Engage that core, okay? Use your center. That is why it's there. I'm making some room here. Karate chopping my arm across my knee because my Buddha belly is in my way so perfectly as it should be. So if you have a beer belly, go ahead and modify as needed, you know? Which I would like to say as I come back towards center. And we'll take a little break on our knees into fire toes. Tuck those toes underneath you. Sit down on it, okay? You can grab a pillow and shove it underneath there if that's more comfortable. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So, there's a misconception that light beer is better for us. If you actually look at the ingredients, it depends. Just because it's lower calorie does not mean it's better for you. Actually, some of the darker beers are going to have some of the heart-healthy constituents, I should say, for you. Now, that's not to say that drinking a 6-pack a day is good for your health. Don't you dare tell anybody Angie said so, because I am not condoning that. But actually, some of the heavier beers are going to have more health benefits in moderation, even if they have higher alcohol content at times, than the light beers. So just something to think about. Now we were taking a little break, stretching on the feet. I used my handy dandy pillow here. We're going to take it into a camel. You're welcome to hold your glass or to just reach, whatever you like or need. I will show some modifications. So if you are used to lifting up, aligning that spine, nice strong core, and reaching up, you are welcome to guide yourself back. One hand might reach the back of your ankle or foot. You might do one arm or two. It is up to you. Now, if you need more space, flatten out those feet. You are welcome to do that. But we are having fun. Sometimes less is more. Grab a stool, back up to a chair, or use yoga blocks, and you can reach up and jut those hips forward, being careful not to overstretch. Let's go ahead. Ding, ding, ding. Have to take a drink. You're welcome. Let's go ahead and give some love to the other side. Reaching up, stretch it back, stretch it back. And are you still actively breathing through, or are you just doing the movement? Again, just because we're having fun today doesn't mean we can't get something out of it. So, the quality of your breath and how likely you are to feel something more than while we do it together is up to you. So, we are going to move on now. Again, if you are doing this class with people in your home, it is so much more fun when you've got a partner. Apparently nobody wants to do it with me in my house, so I've been drinking with myself. You know, this is why it's so good to be able to be with yourself, because when other people don't do what you want to do, you've got to be totally okay with that. Especially if you've been in lockdown in your living room and you're talking to a computer screen and calling it beer yoga. Now let's bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. If you've noticed, this is not like your traditional vinyasa flow or other. We are totally fractionated between our movements, and that's okay. That is our purpose today. So I'm going to stand up, and you know what? Even if you can't see the tops of my hands, that's okay. I'm going to swan dive down, pull that belly in, and flat back, flat back, flat back. And I'm going to walk it into your downward dog. Now, I'm going to lift up my heels here today. I need to practice stretching out a little bit. I'm a little tight today. You are welcome to drop the heels if you like. Do not force anything, please. Your hands are strong, pressing away from the floor. Your arms parallel outside your ears. Not over bowing or overextending those elbows if you're super stretchy. Mind your strength if you are flexible. Let's go ahead and move it up. So I am bicycling my legs, right knee towards my chin and back heel pressing towards the floor. As I switch my breath, I will switch legs, allowing your hips to move, feel it through your back. If there is pain, that's not gain, go ahead and back it out, or just take it to your dropped knees and tabletop. Stretch it out into puppy dog pose. So that looks like child's pose with your hips stacked. Okay, but what we're going to do here is offer an option to take a twist through. If you have your handy dandy drink, you are welcome to place it on the floor or have your partner next to you in the same pose so that if I let my left hand go, I'm going to reach it through without crashing and dying. Grab the drink, pull it through. Are your arms and legs still strong? So we don't want to compromise the integrity of our posture just to do something fun and silly, right? Now I'm going to do it on the other side. Find your foundation. You're still breathing. If your head is going to explode from being upside down, take a break. So my arm is strong, my legs are strong. Then I choose if I want to lift, reach through for a twist, or high five your friend on the other side. Shake their hands, whatever you like. You don't have to wear gloves in your house. Wash your hands after this practice. Shake out the head. Now, if you have a three-legged downward dog in your practice, you're welcome to do that. Lifting up a leg, I'm going to launch my right up. Launch, launch, launch. Rotate in the ankle and bend in the knee. I'm going to bring that leg through. So step it forward. I'm going to open up that arm and reach, reach, reach. How epic of a stretch is that? So you can modify as needed. My knee, though, is nice and strong over that ankle. And I'm reaching. You can use a yoga block or something other underneath that bottom hand to elevate yourself if you need. From here, we're going to bring it into a lot of your favorite poses. Your pigeon. You can send that leg back if you want, or just fold it in front of you. I'm going to send it back into three-legged downward dog and reach it through. Okay, now remember you can do this on your back. I will show you what that looks like. Fear not. There is something for everybody. Now you can't see my hips because this globulus dome is covering it, but your hips are squared. You are not leaning off to one side. Your shoulders are squared. Then you decide you want to come down and rest into it. Right, so I might grab my drink, stretch a little bit if there's pain, back out. And you talk to your friends or to yourself like I'm doing. This is what it's come to. I should call this exclusive bar Angie's Annex. Speaking of gratitude though, we have a lot going right for us. So the fact that we can even do this or joke about it means we're still in pretty good shape. You might not think that literally, but maybe figuratively. Life is still good. So while we hang out here, think of 3 things that you are grateful for. They can be small or big. I'm going to start to switch towards the other leg. So just follow along with me as you think of those things you are grateful for. If you cannot think of something you are grateful for, your homework is to find 6 things you're grateful for, because I guarantee you, life is good even when it sucks balls sometimes. So I'm going to find my downward dog. Get down, dog. Go ahead, get down. Now I'm going to rotate in the ankle. You can't see it, but I'm rotating. And I'm going to bend in the knee, epic stretch all through the quads. Lengthen. Now pull the knee through the body. Look forward. Step that leg down. Find your balance and then your stability. I'm going to pull that arm up. Pull, 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 and stretch. Feels fantastic. You might even rotate through that wrist. You've been lifting a lot of beer bottles, my friends. Or kneading a lot of dough. A lot of you are making bread. Lots of bread, you know. Beer bread would be delicious. Let's go ahead and bring it back. We've got pigeon pose next. Decide if you just want to fold that leg in front of you, or if you want to send it back into 3-legged downward dog. And breathe through. Find your version that works for you. You will have known what works for you at this point. If you need a modification, no problem. Allow me to roll onto my back like a dead bug. Whoops. I will make a number 4 with my legs. I will take my left leg, cross it over my knee. Number 4. And now I'll gently pull in both knees. Imagine doing this up against a piece of furniture or a wall. Now you don't need to do anything. If you need to switch sides because you are just now modifying on your back, go ahead and do that. Allow yourself to take a few moments to just breathe and relax. We're going to start to bring it up though, because we are not done. We're going to take it to a stand. Pump out those warriors. We've also got some balancing to do. So you better not have been doing shots. Let's go ahead and take those knees in. If you're on your back, go ahead and roll it towards your side so that you stack the shoulders and hips. Plant the hand down, come up, make it smooth as butter. Even if it's not, that's okay. Woosah. We're going to go ahead and ding, ding, ding. Take a drink if you haven't already. If you need time to go refill, you are welcome to pause this video. I'm going to throw up the amount of hiccups and burps I've given myself. Oh, it's good. All right. Are you ready, friends? Let's do it. Now I have found myself to a stand. We call it mountain pose. Another way to say conscious posture. All right, so untuck the hips, length through your spine, shoulders back. Being mindful of how you stand in space, whether it's 6 feet away from someone in social distance, grocery shopping, or the next time you are allowed into a Starbucks. Think about how you're standing in space. So even your feet, right? Arches lifted, toes planted, climbing up and breathing and taking a moment to appreciate how much is working in your body today, even though it might be perfectly imperfect, right? Let's go ahead and take a wide stance. Legs apart. We're going to find our Warrior 2. So I will step my right leg back, towards the side rather. You'll see, you are welcome to do whichever side is more comfortable for you. My toes are forward in the front, and in the back, my foot is perpendicular. So it's like a letter T. I'll move back so you can see. It's like a letter T, toes in direction of that knee, and I've got the other leg on an angle. And now my hips are squared off this direction, not in direction of my knee. That's a warrior 1. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Pick up these guitars. Okay. And on a breath in, making sure that knee is over the ankle, not caving in, I'm going to breathe and stretch it. Exhale, flip the palm. Matrix style, come here, Neo. And breathe and bend again. I'm going to scoop. Taking it forward one more time. Reverse warrior. Can you not spill it on yourself? Or maybe you are so talented you are able to tilt a bottle and allow it to run into your mouth like a reservoir. Whatever you need to do, friend. Okay, so now I'm going to switch sides. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Your legs are nice and strong. Okay. Let's do it. Breathe deep in that lunge. And exhale back. Squeeze the muscles in that front leg. Let's do it again. Breathe. This is fabulous. Who needs a bar? Let's do it again. Reverse warrior. Don't spill it on yourself unless that's how you like to play. Okay, and so you're using your core nice and strong. There's no weight from that arm and your body crashing through. You can test yourself. Chickadee check yourself before you wreck yourself by taking those arms up actually. Length up and away and out of those joints. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn those toes forward so we can take a break. Sit down into your little squat. And for this part, if you would like to work with a partner, go ahead and summons them from the other room. We're going to move into our trees. So we warmed up our legs a little bit, stretched out a little bit. Your trees will be better for it when you do that. It's another way to say finding that balance, right? So I'm going to come all the way up. I'm going to do tree by myself or with my imaginary friends. Lonely, I am so lonely. I have nobody for my own. Okay, and we're back. I have my nice mountain pose. On a leg of your choosing, decide where you want to lean with it, rock with it, okay? I'm going to lean onto my left leg. I'm going to engage those muscles. I'm going to scoop that foot up. Maybe you stay here in a kickstand version. Now, if you have someone doing this practice with you, beer yoga is super fun with partners. I love teaching partner yoga. What they would do is stand on the side of you where your trunk leg is straight. So you'll have two straight legs, and both of you will bend your branch leg on the outside, okay? So that would be my leg on that side. You would be like this. This is our new monkey pose. You would wrap your hand around your friend or family member. You could always lift your arms up to meet each other. And so by embracing each other and both lifting your outside legs, you can now stand in your tree. I like to call it family tree. You might even enjoy a drink, right? But let's go ahead and come down from our trees that you grew into, whatever you want it to be, and we're going to switch legs. All right, so whether you are doing a solo or with a family member, I would move myself to this side if I had someone standing here. Okay, and I'm going to lift, find that balance. Muscles in the leg are strong, you're not crashing into the joints. Imagine you're being lifted up, 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 up. How light can you be? Imagine I gave my friend a hug here, or I'm just talking to myself. And another thing you could do is hook that arm through their arm so that you can take a drink for an added challenge. All right? Maybe one day I'll have friends I'll be able to do this with. For now, we're working with what we've got. Are you still lifting up? Or are you sinking into that hip and into the glutes? All right, we are not holding children here. Like, what's up, bro? Lift up, lift up. This is good for all of us. All right. So we are going to start to come down from this practice of using drinks, which are depressants, right? So I guess we're going to come down even more. But before we do, let's go ahead and stretch it all the way up and take a little extension. Lifting up, my hands are clasped up overhead, and I'm going to stretch those arms back. You are welcome to either reach, interlace those fingers, palms down, lift the chin high, and lift those arms back up. Exhaling as you press through those palms. Now, I lied. I would like to put in one more challenge for you. Maybe two, okay? What else do you have to do? You're at home. We're doing this together. We're in this for the long haul. So go ahead and quick ding, 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 grab a drink, go to the bathroom, tell your kids not to jump off the balcony, whatever it is you need to do, and we'll continue from there. Hi. Okay, for this next part, because I will be standing, I'll use the darker bottle again. You are welcome to use whatever you want or nothing at all. We are going to take it into our Warrior Threes. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Warrior Three, fear not. You can use your arms to press against a wall to lift that back leg. You can use yoga blocks or a table. I've got one right here. I'll show you what it looks like, and you can use your big smarts to think about how you can modify it, and I will help you along the way from afar. Okay? As I remote view you, as I hack into your computers, like they're doing with Zoom right now. All right? So I found my stance. We've done some strengtheners. We've done some balance. We've stretched out a little bit, so this should be a little bit easier. It's why we save the best for last. Okay? So, and you are all warriors, hopefully peaceful warriors. I am in my mountain pose. And I'm going to take that balanced leg again, okay? This time I'll start on my right. Off on an angle so you can see. And I'm going to tiptoe back and see if I can make a straight line, okay? You're already pulling your core in, your back is nice and strong, testing yourself out. For some of you, this is going to be your limit and you'll stay here. You are welcome to take a drink if you want. You are also able to start coming parallel to the floor. If you have planted your beard down, you might use that as an opportunity to scoop it up and take a well-deserved drink, okay? So I will show an option. If none of those things are working for you, that is absolutely okay. I'll turn this way. I'll use this table as a support. Maybe I want to bring those arms down and find my stability first before I lift a leg up, okay? And then you might test out finding that strength for your Warrior Three. There are a number of things you can do with your arms. Remember, as I fall over and die, do as I say, not as I do. There are so many ways to do it. This is not a power class. This is not a make yourself feel cool and challenge yourself to the max class. So if something's not working, it's okay. It takes time to work up to some of it. And some days your balance will be different and better than others. Hormones are greatly affected throughout the month for all of us. So let's go ahead and switch legs. You're welcome to pause. You're welcome to say, hey, this video really sucks and back out of it. I support you no matter what you do. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this like it's hot. Okay. Decide which one I want to pick up. If I want to drink on the way down, launching that leg left. Well, this is my right leg. Whichever other leg you need to do, back. Finding that strength, foundations first. Breathing, breathing, breathing. Your core is strong, and you start to unlock that planted knee, okay? So that you can even see, does your body want to come parallel to the floor? And you are so excited. Your goal is reaching for that drink that you stretch and pump that leg up. Oh. Coming back up. Good job. Okay, congratulations on your Warrior Threes or whatever it was that you did. Let's go ahead and really take it down a notch now. If you're ready down towards the floor like me, great. If not, follow me down and we're going to start to stretch it out a little bit. Remember, we're not going to overstretch, so I'm just going to swander down and take a little stretch, shake out the head. And maybe you bend in the knees and you can hop or step so that we get closer to the floor. I'm going to find myself down, lengthen the legs, grab a drink if you like, okay? I will grab mine and have it ready just in case. Always be prepared, Boy Scouts, okay? All right, I am going to bend one of those legs. Single-legged forward fold. My right leg is bent. You can bend whatever you like. I'm not telling you to get bent. Let's go ahead and take it all the way up. I'm not telling you to get bent or spent. So lift up as if you climbed up a ladder, okay? You have length through the core, and as if you are bringing your abs up and over a pillow here. I've got my belly. You'll find your stretch forward, okay? So your forward fold. Now you are going to decide what is comfortable for you. There are times I stay here. There are times I bring it all the way down. Today, I'm going to stay here. Also, if you are sipping with me, whatever you're drinking might give you burps or acid reflux, or I don't want you to throw up. So you might choose not to do too much folding anyways. We want our toes mostly up if able, and you feel that stretch through the back of your leg. Okay? I love asking rhetorical questions. Now take another breath in. And we're going to start to walk ourselves back up. That bent leg, I'm going to bring up now. Plant that foot down. We'll take a seated twist, variation of Lord of the Fish, whatever you like. You see, I've got space here. Bend to the knee. I'm going to lift up through my trunk and now use that arm to give myself a hug. Lifting up, shoulders back. You are welcome to choose a mudra of choice. Bring that arm to engage the floor or wrap it around you. Blocks are an option here. That would look like something like this if you're using something to elevate or press away. Okay, so you don't want to sink down into it, into your lower back. That is not good for any of us. Lift up, get that stretch through the chest. Bring the shoulders back. If you don't have a mudra, you can go ahead and cheer someone out the window. Hello, world. I miss you. Go ahead and wrap it back up. I'm going to place this glass back down so I can swing it over. Switch legs. We will find our forward fold on the other leg now. Paying attention to what's going on in the body on this side. It may not always be symmetrical. Go ahead and find the fold, find the stretch. Pay attention to what's going on through the back. Yes, your drink will be there. And this should feel good. Even if kids are running around or your dog is nipping at your ankles or something, allow this to feel good, right? Not everything is going to be ideal. We can't have a studio that is soundproofed all the time. Some of us can't go to work, okay? We can't always go into every store we want, so we do a little bit less and take advantage of these days, even though they aren't ideal. Sometimes the lessons that we learn are those that we would have never taken for ourselves. So we find the best in what we've got. You are welcome to switch whichever leg needs to be done at this point. I'm just paying attention to what's going on for me right now. And how is that breathing? Even if you have burps and hiccups right now, press the belly into the leg as if you're pressing it away. Chest expands, shoulders relax, and on the exhale, your posture is still nice and tall. You're welcome to cheers the rest of the world, or if you have someone next to you, plink. This is my version. So sad. You come back. Ding, ding, ding. Stay hydrated. Put that love right there. I'm going to come back to center. Bring my feet together and knees out towards the sides. Now, a lot of you are going to say, my knees don't touch the floor. Does it matter? And they don't need to. They don't need to. Woo! Okay. You have a few options here. You can elevate those hips up, sit on a firm pillow or blankets. Remember I used my handy dandy stool? You could always do this. Elevate yourself a little bit, or yoga blocks, to see what happens so that the hips start wanting to open, so that those knees drop. Now you don't want to overstretch here, so if this is too much, bring it down. But even a yoga block underneath you or a few blankets can be helpful. Use what you have around you. Get creative with your space. Think about your posture first. Remember, that is more important than where your knees are. Lift, lift, lift. You can even back yourself up against the wall. That feels amazing, right? So line the spine. Your chin is not jutting forward here. Practicing that posture so when you find yourself at a bar again, you're not like, what's up? Can I get another round? No, you're nice and tall. They're going to be like, who's that? You know exactly what you want to drink. You know exactly who you are, and you have impeccable posture, remember? So let's roll the shoulders forward. Big breath in. Exhale, bring those wings back. And again. You're scooping up all the hops and barley that you make your beer with and exhaling down. Ready? Let's scoop it up. And you're just taking a shower in it. And then exhale all the way down. See, I don't even need drinks. I'm just like this naturally. All right. You can fly away like a little butterfly if you want, if that feels good to you. All right. I'm going to grab something to demonstrate an option. Now, if you're familiar with eagle pose, we are doing this seated with our cobbler butterfly. What you do is bring those arms out. I'm going to swoop them in front of me. I'm crossing elbow over elbow, and now bring the backs of your hands together, okay? Well, towards each other. If your hands want to wrap here, fine. If they don't, not everyone wants to be a wrapper when they grow up. That's fine. What you can do is just bring that arm to the back of your hand and press in. The purpose here is to get a nice stretch in the back, the upper back, between the shoulder blades. Now, this is your beer yoga. You have an option. You might have grabbed a drink and challenged yourself to take a sip this way. Fun to do alone. You shouldn't drink alone or with a friend, right? So that they can encourage you to do terrible things. Because that's what friends do. Let's go ahead and do the other side now. So now my right arm is going to cross over my elbow. You can do whatever you need to do. I'm going to see if my hands want to wrap. You should feel that stretch in the upper back, mostly around the shoulder blades, and then lift up and breathe. You can stay here and make it simple, or you can make it super extra in lieu of our theme today. And take a drink, lift up, and as we come back down, unwind. Unwind with your wine if you have any. And we're going to stick those feet out into our staff pose. You are sitting up against an imaginary wall or a real one. How tall can you make that spine? We're going to take a forward fold here. You are welcome to fold as far as is comfortable, or to spread those legs apart if that feels better today. For me, that's where I'm going to be. I already stretched out enough. And the hamstrings, I'm going to do some work on the insides. Listen to your body. You don't have to be an instructor to be intuitive with what your body is asking of you and to listen to its signals. This gives us an opportunity to crawl towards a goal, kind of like a baby learning to crawl. So I'm going to lift all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. What is your core doing? And exhale, bring those arms down. My fingertips are going to touch the floor. My back is still straight. Now start to hinge at the hips forward. Hinge, 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 hinge. You can stay here. Right now, this is my limit. This feels great. I'm getting a stretch without overdoing it. You can listen to whatever you want or flatten yourself out like a pancake if you want. Now, challenge pose, if you are feeling real crazy, my bottle is obviously not open, but you could you could go down and see if you could lift it up and get your drink, okay? College kids, it's up to you. So you can stretch, or you can see. All right, try not to break your teeth doing this, because dentists are not going to let you wear a mask while they look inside your mouth hole, okay? So always use safe discretion. Sometimes the idea is better than actually doing it. Now, let's go ahead and inch those toes back together. Stretch it out if you need to, side to side. Now, if you are needing a little bit more mobility in your back, one of the universal back mobilizers is cat-cow, but you'll see it in a lot of spheres, not just yoga. So if I were to bring myself into tabletop or all fours, you can add an extra challenge by putting a can, hopefully not a glass, so nothing makes a big mess if it breaks, onto your booty, more so where your booty connects to your back. All right, so right on the hips, right on the hips. I'm going to plant it back down, pressing through those palms to the floor, arcing the back up, kind of like a scared cat. And then exhaling through, look forward. And maybe you want to deepen a little bit, breathe up. Okay, that's not going to work. Not everybody's a professional stunt double, okay? Don't try this at home. All right, let's try that again. Let's knock out some cat-cows here. Pressing as much or as little as you like, enjoying it. Coming through. Looking like it. And breathing through. And bringing yourself into a child's pose of choice. Your knees are together or spread them apart, whatever is comfortable for you. Now you are likely at home, so grab your pillow if that's more comfortable. Excuse me, ukulele. Spread it, spread it, spread it, and now relax. And allow yourself to just relax into it. Let everything go. The muscles in your face are relaxed. Your shoulders are relaxed. On your next breath out, notice how your back relaxes all the way down to your hips. Are your glutes relaxed? If one side feels tighter than the other, go ahead and breathe out and allow yourself the permission to melt like butter. All the way through your legs, relaxed. Even your toes and your fingertips. When you are ready to come up from your child's pose of choice, you're welcome to bring those arms back close to you, and we will bring it to our backs. Now, if you are used to laying flat on your back, you're welcome to do that. In your corpse pose or ultra drunk pose, you can bend your knees. If this is not comfortable for any reason, you are welcome to sit upright. So for me, that's what I'm going to do today. I have had enough of that ginger beer, and I don't want to throw open my mouth. So you might sit upright with me or back yourself up against a wall, because that way you can just sink up against something without having to think about holding yourself up. So still breathing. I hope you're still breathing. Give me a thumbs up if you're still breathing. Thumbs down if you're not. I'll have to call 911. So aligning that spine, nice and light. Whatever happened earlier is done now. Your body knows effort. Maybe you laughed a little chuckle here, a chortle there. We love the dad jokes. That's something to be grateful for. If it helps, one hand on the heart and the other on the belly to remind yourself as you breathe, using that tactile information. Well, your beer belly up, big breath in. Expand the chest and then exhale, allow it to roll down. Let's do it again, breathing in for 1, 2, 3, and breathing out for 3, 2, 1. Let's do it again, counting in your head. Go ahead and keep your hands where they are or allow them to float down towards your knees or at your sides if you're laying down. What we're going to do here is continue to allow ourselves to just melt around our space, let everything go. Allowing yourself a break from thoughts about what's going on in the world or in life right now. Now, if they do pass through, don't fight it. Allow them to pass on their way. That's completely human. Remembering what we talked about, the quality of breath is up to you. And the more you engage that belly breath, lifting through and exhale, pulling back, allowing that hushing sound at the back of the throat to stimulate that vagus nerve, allowing your nervous system to relax. In this way, with conscious, effortful breathing, which is so easy to do for all of us at home if we are lucky to have respiratory health. This is one way that we can tap into our nervous system and affect those GABA receptors the same way drinking alcohol does. So we realize we don't need anything else to make ourselves feel better. Everything is already right here. All that you ever need is within you. So take a moment to remember what that feels like. Think of another thing that you are grateful for in your life. If it brings a smile to your face, allow yourself to do that. Let's keep those hands starting to come out towards our sides. If you are laying down, you might gently bring yourself up to a seated position to join us. When you're ready, let's go ahead and take those hands up and reach. Take a big breath in. And exhale, elevate those arms down, pressing through the palms, your shoulders relax, muscles in the face relax. You are welcome to grab your drink if you like as we bring those hands up again. Big breath in. And exhale it down. One more time. Think about those things that you decided you are grateful for today in your life, and as you bring that glass closer to your beautiful face, take a drink and cheers to that. Life is beautiful, friends. Okay, so I feel like it's my responsibility to also tell you that if you did not practice moderation with your drink during our beer yoga class, that speaking of that vagus nerve, another thing you can use to tap into your body when you're not feeling well, like, I don't know, nausea, throwing up, while sometimes our bodies need to expel what shouldn't be there, one thing we can do to help manage that is, again, that belly breathing. When you engage that belly breathing, that pranayama, that diaphragmatic breathing, slowing down the nervous system, it's also connected to your gag reflex. So another little tip for you if you need it after today's class. Until then, be safe, be smart, be healthy. Cheers!